welcome back to my channel. Today is another video for Vlogmas. So before I start this video, like what it's actually about, it's about 5 of my favorite Christmas movies. I have to tell you guys a funny story. So yesterday was my last full day of school before the winter break, and I've just been so exhausted and so stressed out with all my projects that are due and making sure they're good enough to be completed and turned in. I've just been so stressed out that I overslept last night before I had to go into work. And I know it doesn't sound like it's that like crazy, oh my gosh, you overslept, no big deal. Well, it's the one time I turned my phone on silent because I wanted to have a good sleep, and I apparently forgot to set an alarm. So I was awoken at 1 this morning to my mom and police in my bedroom. And apparently when I didn't show up for work, after like an hour, 2 hours, something like that, of me not being there, one of my coworkers finally said something to other people that I work with that I wasn't there, and they started freaking out. They sent a search party out for me. They were calling my friends, called my parents, called my husband, everything, because I wasn't answering. So they had the cops come to my house to do a wellness check, and I didn't even hear that. And so then they called my parents, and they came over because they have a key to my house, and yeah, there they were. I woke up to my mom and one of the cops in my room, and I had just overslept, guys. I'm really tired. Like, I know it's like, I'm shrugging off like it's no big deal that I overslept, but with everything that's been happening with my family, I'm sure they were like super like freaked out. Same with my friend. My husband didn't even answer, so he didn't even know what was going on, but I'm sure it was really scary for them, because like been super anxious, and like I told one of our PAs at work that I wasn't feeling the greatest because I was so anxious, and so they were super concerned. But like, now that it's over with, it's kind of funny. Like, they send out this huge, like, everyone's trying to find me, and I'm just at home sleeping and not answering anyone's calls. But it's just a funny story, because like, I did not expect to be woken up that way. I didn't expect to fall asleep, and they're like, oh, don't do that to us again. And it's like, I didn't even mean to do it in the first place. I'm just tired. You guys should know, like, well, for them, it really freaked them out, because I don't ever do that. I don't ever, like, show up to work late, and if I am gonna be late, I call and say, hey, like, this is what's happening. I'm only gonna be a few minutes late, you know, I'll be there before you guys have to leave, and, you know, to switch shifts, and I didn't show up. But I'm okay, guys. I'm just really tired, really exhausted. So enough of story time. So today I'm going over 5 of my favorite Christmas holiday movies. So I'll do it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like number 1. You know what? Scratch that. Let's do it backwards. Let's do 5 to 1. So my first favorite holiday movie, it's kind of a toss-up actually. It's between 2 different movies, but I'm going to actually say this is my number 5, and it's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the one with Jim Carrey. I love that movie. I actually haven't watched it in a while, so I plan on watching it this year, because I really want to be in the festive holiday mood, especially with me doing Vlogmas. I really have been in the holiday spirit, and I just want to keep that going, so I'll end up watching that this year. I really like Jim Carrey as an actor, and I just think he did a really good job with that movie, and so I really like it. And there's honestly not a whole lot of Christmas movies I like, because some of them I feel like are just so cheesy. And just, it's very difficult for me to watch some of these Christmas movies. Like when I was a kid, I loved like the classic movies like Rudolph and Frosty and everything, like the stop animation films. I love those. So that's my number 5. It's the Jim Carrey's version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. My number 4, and this is just like slid in more recently, and it's The Holiday. I had seen it before and I watched it again over the weekend, and I remembered like, oh, this is such a good movie. And it has, you know, Kate Winslet, who doesn't love her, Cameron Diaz, Jude Law, and Jack Black, which I think is so weird that like he's in it. It's so weird to watch him in serious roles, but he does a really good job in the movie. If you don't know what The Holiday is, it's these 2 women, Kate Winslet and Cameron Diaz. They go through rough times with relationships, so they decide to do a holiday, and they end up switching houses and meeting people from their lives, and then they end up all coming together and like being friends and having a great time together. So I really like that movie. It's a really like feel good movie. Like it starts off like, oh, that's sad, but like I understand your pain, like that is tough what you're going through. I can understand wanting to escape, but by the end of it you're just like, oh, this is such a good feel good movie. So that's number 4. Number 3 is, once again, it's like a toss-up. I'm gonna put it as number 3. Number 3 is A Christmas Story. Classic movie. If you've never watched it, that's just weird. But I only watch it once a year. Like I can't just like, oh, I feel like watching it today, so I'm gonna watch it. No, I have to wait. I will not watch it until TBS does the 24-hour marathon starting Christmas Eve going into Christmas Day. I'm not kidding. It's always been something that my family has done, is where once it starts, you play it until that 24 hours is up. We've done it every year. I know like my brother hates it, but I love it. It just like reminds me of like past Christmases. And so I've seen the movie 100 times and I don't care. I'll watch it over and over again on Christmas Eve. So I had actually bought the movie because we don't have cable, so when I was home I was like, I was just gonna keep playing it on repeat. But now that we have Sling, it has TBS, so I'll just keep that on all day, and if Dan doesn't like it, that's just too bad. So that's, I'm putting that as number 3 because I only watch it that day, that 24-hour stretch, because I do not want to watch it any other time. It just like, it would be weird to not watch it and it not be like Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. So I'm putting that as number 3. Number 2 is Lampoon. Number 2 is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I love that movie. Like, it's really like, as I'm older now, I really like it. I get the jokes and stuff, and it's hilarious to me. And just the little one-liners really get to me. And so that's definitely number 2. I haven't watched it yet this year. I may watch it this weekend. So, number 1, my all-time favorite Christmas movie is Muppets Christmas Carol. I don't care what anyone has to say about it. I love that movie. I love the Muppets. It's just like, to me, it's the best like family Christmas movie. I don't know. I love it. I watch it every year. I would watch it multiple times every year. It is one of my favorites. I have it on DVD just in case I can't find it on TV anywhere. But it is my absolutely favorite Christmas movie. So my honorable mention movie that should have been on the list, but I totally forgot, and I don't know how I forgot it because we just watched this past weekend, and it's Four Christmases. Now, if I keep saying, like, if you haven't seen it, you need to, but if you like funny movies, it's like funny, and you want a funny Christmas movie besides like Christmas Vacation, this is a movie you should watch. It has Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon in it, and it is hilarious. It really is. Dan had never saw it, he watched it and he loved it. Basically the storyline is they lie to their families, Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon, every year that they're gonna go do some charity work, and then they go on vacations by themselves and don't see their families. Well, this year, like, their flight got canceled, and so they had to go see their Christmases, and they're both from divorced parents, so there's 4 Christmases that they have to go to, and it's, the whole day is a disaster, and it just, I don't know, the movie cracks me up. I love it. It is so funny. It really is. Just, my favorite thing is probably, like, they have a code word, and it's mistletoe. Like, even my parents use this code word when they're trying to get out. And it, like, I feel like it's one of those movies that, like, didn't get enough hype that it deserved. And I feel like a lot of movies that are really good, that happens too. But that's definitely, that needs to be in my top 5, but I totally forgot. So it gets the honorable mention. Like I said, I don't watch too many holiday movies. I wish there was more out there that I liked, but I just feel like a lot of them are so cheesy. Like, I like Santa Claus, that whole series. I think I've seen Fred Claus, but I can't remember. I do not like Elf at all. I know people love that movie, but I find it really obnoxious. Like, I like Will Ferrell, but I do not like the movie Elf at all. So, yeah, I don't know why, I'm not a big fan of it. So, like, there's a few other movies that I like I said, like, I used to watch the classic Christmas movies with the stop animation, but I just don't get into that many. But if you have any suggestions, I would gladly like to hear them, so I can maybe discover some Christmas movies that are actually really good that I don't know about. But yeah, those are my top movies, Christmas movies, and I actually think I might go watch one now. I might go watch How the Grinch Stole Christmas as I edit these videos, because I didn't get to post one yesterday, so today people are getting a twofer because I was tired from school. So, and then, you know, that whole story I talked about in the beginning happened, so I didn't get to edit at all. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope if you haven't seen the movies I mentioned, you go watch them and then tell me about them, because I'd really like to hear, like, what you thought about them, especially like Four Christmases. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.